What's up, you guys? I'm Rachel DeMita, and welcome to the Courtside Club. Today, we have got to talk about these Giannis Antetokounmpo trade rumors because it seems inevitable at this point that he will be traded, and he might have actually played his very last game as a Milwaukee Buck. But also, you guys, before we jump into today's episode, I put this little shield on my mic because I felt like the sound was sounding kind of weird to me, and I felt like it maybe needed this. I don't love this shield, but I'm wondering, can you guys please let me know in the comments below if you like the sound in this episode as compared to other episodes when I don't have this on. Anyway, let's talk about Giannis. So I feel like there's been speculation over the past few years on if Giannis will stay in Milwaukee, and some of that has come from some interviews that he's done, basically saying like he's very loyal, he loves Milwaukee, he wants to stay there. But if it ever comes a time where people aren't working as hard as him, if it seems like the vision isn't clear for him and his teammates, then he will have to do what's best for him, because he's said it many of times, he wants to win, he's all about hard work. Giannis seems like the type of guy who is a humble, hardworking, he's very focused, he's not about all of the extra things. We don't see him on a ton of red carpets or at fashion shows. I actually wanted to show you guys too this TikTok that I saw that kind of just outlines Giannis's mentality.
When I retire from this game, I want to disappear. I want to go somewhere that they will not go and know me. You see MJ, you see Magic, you see all these all-time greats like that they've retired, but people still like know them and follow them up and all that. You know, I don't know if I can do that. I want to be like Tim Dunn. Where the hell is Tim Dunn? No.
Grow your hair out.
Yes, where is Tim? I don't know where Tim is. I want to be like him. I want to be able to be like, oh, yes, Giannis. Who remember like that? Forget about me. I want to play the game and then you forget about me.
Also, keep that in mind that he makes the Tim Duncan reference. We will get to that later on in this episode. But as you guys can see, he's all about the basketball. He says, after I retire, I just want to be forgotten. I just want to go about my life. But everybody is talking about Giannis currently on where his next destination could possibly be. And I want to share with you guys, so the first report on all of this came out on December 3rd. And Shams said Justin Giannis Antetokounmpo and his agent have started conversations with the Milwaukee Bucks about the two-time NBA MVP's future and discussing whether his best fit is staying or elsewhere, sources tell ESPN. A resolution is expected in the coming weeks. Now, this report was just 2 days ago, you guys, and then later on that day, Doc Rivers came out and he said,
I want to make it clear just for I would say one more time, but for the 50th time, it clearly is not getting the One Network, for sure. Giannis has never asked to be traded.
I go to the source, I talk to the source every single day. He loves Milwaukee and he loves the Bucks. Now, a lot of the speculation also came because Giannis scrubbed his social media of most of his Milwaukee Bucks content. And a lot of people are saying, you know, when a player does that, it means that they're unhappy with the organization. They want to get out. And so fans obviously lost their mind when he did that. And the Bucks are currently 10-13 on the season. They're not looking like they have a roster that's able to compete. And then also when you're looking at the Eastern Conference, they are currently 10th in the Eastern Conference. The Eastern Conference, when it comes to competition-wise, is nothing like the Western Conference. So if you are not in those top 3 to 4 teams in the Eastern Conference, you're just honestly a mediocre team. Now, unfortunately for Giannis, he just suffered a calf strain in his most recent game, and he'll probably be out for a month. So we're not even going to see him back on the court, but I do think that these trade talks have just gotten to the level where it seems inevitable at this point. Everything is pointing to we might not see Giannis play another game in a Milwaukee Bucks jersey. And Bleacher Report came out with this article that I thought was pretty interesting on some top destinations where Giannis could end up. And so I want to go over some of these cities with you guys. The first one is the Lakers. Lakers pair Giannis with Luka Doncic. And there were so many people making jokes on social media saying like, if only the Milwaukee Bucks could hire Nico Harrison so that we could get Giannis to the Lakers. And even just thinking about that, thinking about Giannis, Luka, and LeBron. But it's also interesting because it's getting to that time in LeBron's career where I feel like this is the first time that we've ever seen age catch up to LeBron. So just last night, LeBron's historic streak of 10+ point games is over. He only scored 8 points in last night's game. And a lot of fans were freaking out because LeBron has had, how many games is it? 1,297 consecutive games with at least 10 points. The streak began after January 2007, you guys. And this tweet said the last time LeBron James scored fewer than 10 points in a game, the iPhone hadn't been released, The Sopranos was still on the air, the Marvel Cinematic Universe didn't exist, Aaron Rodgers had 0 career touchdown passes, and Cooper Flagg was 15 days old. So you guys, that's an 18-year streak of 10 points per game. It's truly legendary, but this is the first time that fans were like, wait a second, LeBron is actually human. He might actually be aging. And it was just announced today that LeBron has been dealing with left foot joint arthritis in addition to his right sciatica. And both of those, like when we talk about sciatica, when we talk about arthritis, like those are two conditions that come with age. And LeBron has said it himself, like he's not sure when he is actually going to retire, if he's done after this season, if he's done after next season. But when you're looking at the Lakers, they are definitely building around Luka. Luka is the one who is going to take that torch. Now, do you pair Giannis with Luka to prepare when LeBron finally does walk away? I'm sure a lot of Lakers fans would love that. They personally are not on the top of my list as a realistic destination for Giannis. But next up, we have the Hawks. And I feel like this one is at the top of everybody's list. Like people are saying that Giannis has a huge chance of going to the Hawks. I don't see this one at all. I truly do not see this one unless the Bucks are trying to screw him over. And here's why. I see Giannis going to an organization that has a good solid foundation and identity in their organization. And I feel like the Lakers are one. They have a great franchise. They have a good coach. Like they have the system in place where he could fit in there. And there's other organizations that we will get to. I don't feel like the Atlanta Hawks have that. Next up, Giannis gets to his preferred landing spot, the Knicks. And Giannis has alluded to it before that he wants to play for the Knicks. And I do think that if Giannis requested to go to the Knicks, the Milwaukee Bucks would do whatever they needed to do to make sure that he got to his preferred landing spot. I feel like they do have a mutual respect. But I do think that there are some other offers on the table that could be even more interesting than going to the Knicks. And that is the next one. The Spurs pair Giannis and Wemby. And this one, you guys, obviously excites me. I live in Texas. I'm doing some work with the Spurs this year. I've interviewed them for the past 3 years at Media Day. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of Victor Wembanyama, and I just think that this would be a terrifying front court duo. And it's crazy because even this year at Spurs Media Day, I asked Wemby who was the toughest person to guard, and he said Giannis. So just seeing these two on the court together would be absolutely terrifying. And I also feel like Giannis would be a great fit for the San Antonio Spurs because of the organization that the Spurs run. When you talk about the Spurs legacy, like the way that they recruit players, the players that they choose to sign, the system of basketball that they played, even though Greg Popovich isn't there anymore, they still have this San Antonio Spurs system. They recruit guys off of their character, their leadership, their hard work. They're not an organization that is just slapping a bunch of superstars together to see what they can possibly get. It just seems like a good cultural fit also. Now, when you're thinking about this trade though, they have a solid young core in San Antonio, and I would not want to see the Spurs move any of that young core. And there was a report that said it's widely believed in league circles that Dylan Harper and Steph Castle are untouchable in trade talks, even for Giannis. San Antonio would then build a trade package for the Bucks in February around De'Aaron Fox, other pieces to their core, plus draft capital. And that's one thing I thought about. Like Dylan Harper is just coming back off of injury, but he looks so promising as a rookie. And then you have Steph Castle, like you have this young core that's been together, that has good chemistry. They share the ball really well. I would just hate to see them give away some of their young assets for Giannis. With the pieces that they're already building, like they have what it takes to get a ring. Like they don't necessarily need Giannis in this situation. So I wouldn't want to see them send away any of their young core. However, I feel like it would be so exciting to get Giannis paired up with Wemby, which also brings me to OKC. There was tons of rumors saying that OKC could also trade for Giannis. You guys, the Oklahoma City Thunder have lost one game so far this season. And most of the games, even this season, SGA isn't even playing in the fourth quarter because that is how much the Thunder are winning by in these games. They are already so dominant. They're coming off of a championship. They picked up right where they left off. J-Dub is back in the lineup. Their defense is impossible to crack. Like their defense defense has gotten better somehow. And the Thunder actually have the pieces to make one of the best trade offers to the Bucks. Even when it comes to the Thunder, I put them in the same category as the San Antonio Spurs, as just a class act organization and one that builds from the ground up. They're not necessarily going out there trying to get all of the superstars on one team. The way that they recruit, the talent that they choose for their teams has to fit into the Thunder system. And so I actually do not see them even trying for Giannis. I don't know why they would break up the team that they currently have with the run that they're already having to start this season. Like, they are going to be rivaling that 73 win Warriors team. The Thunder might be able to do that this year with the current team that they have. So I personally do not think that the Thunder would touch. Like, why fix what's not broken? But some of these tweets were so funny. Somebody said it's absolutely hilarious that the Thunder have the best trade package imaginable for Giannis and absolutely do not have to do the deal or even think about it that hard. Someone else said, so the Thunder wind up with the Clippers lottery pick and Giannis. Good night, NBA. And that would be something. I feel like even if they did get Giannis, that would be completely unfair. Maybe Adam Silver for once would come out and veto that trade. And lastly, you guys, in this Bleacher Report article, they had the Trailblazers on there, which obviously Damian Lillard was playing for the Milwaukee Bucks. He tore his Achilles. Now he is back in Portland. There's no way this happens. I don't even know why this is on the list. Some other teams that have been brought into the mix just today, Bill Simmons said that there are rumblings that the Miami Heat are trying to get Giannis Antetokounmpo. Obviously, at this point in time, this video is kind of just for fun. We're just speculating on where he could possibly go, but I do think where he decides to go, if it's an Eastern Conference team, if it's a Western Conference team, wherever Giannis decides to go is going to shake up the NBA. Obviously, my number one choice is to see him in San Antonio. I feel like that would be so much fun, but I think my top three at this point in time is San Antonio, the Knicks. The Lakers would be fun just for the drama, but I don't see that happening. And maybe Miami. Maybe Miami would be fun. Maybe it would be fun to see Giannis in Miami. Pair him up with Bam Adebayo for his last couple years in the league. But of course, you guys let me know all of your thoughts in the comments below. Where do you want to see Giannis? And lastly, you guys, I did want to thank you because so many of you were commenting on my previous episode how I was in like your top 5 in your YouTube Wrapped. And honestly, it just means so much to me. I appreciate all of you guys for tuning in this year. It's definitely been a roller coaster of a ride. This show wouldn't be possible without you. So thank you so much. It was bringing such a smile to my face to see how many of you said that I was like your number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5 most watched YouTube channel. So for all of you guys who continue to tune in, thank you so much. And if you liked this episode, then please give this video a thumbs up, click that little subscribe button because we upload new videos every single week. And with that, you guys, I'll see you next time. Ooh, and